Today we're going to talk about step number 2 for you manifesting your dreams, making reality come true for you, and what that's going to take. I've got 2 very simple, practical examples to help you see step number 2. When we were talking first about manifestation, we talked about the first step you need to do is be very clear about what you want. Be able to visualize that for yourself and get as specific as you need to get to be able to make that very clear in your mind as something tangible in your thoughts that you can hold on to. Step number 2 is how are you going to continually engage with that thought? How are you going to make it a reality by going future forward instead of into the past? So let me explain this. Here's one example. I am a bad gardener. I kill everything that I try to grow. I lose interest. I don't maintain it. I hate to weed. Even when I tried aeroponic gardening so there would be no weeds, I still was killing them. So I just say of myself, I can't figure this out. I don't have a green thumb like my grandma does. It's just not something I can do. Do you hear all the negativity there in how I describe myself as a gardener? And that's all fact-based on past experiences. And if I wanted to, I don't really, but I'm sharing this example. If I wanted to, I could work on changing my thoughts there, work on shifting and looking future forward by manifesting the reality of me successfully gardening. Even starting with that, I bought a system that is a tower. And so there's no dirt, there's no weeds. It grows out of these little pods on the tower. So I could use that tower system to start gardening, making it easier on myself. And I could start to imagine what that was going to be like. I could go into the future to see myself being successful at it, enjoying and then reaping the harvest of the things that I had grown and how it managed to work. But y'all, I haven't done that thought work. I'm always going back to the past, seeing my failures, seeing how even in using this system, it didn't work for me. And every spring I get super excited. I see other people posting, getting excited about what they've been planting. I think it's a great learning experience with the children. So I'm buying the seeds, we're planting the seeds, watching the seeds grow. And that's as far as it gets because half the time I kill most of the seeds I'm even trying to grow. I just can't seem to move past that. And I know, as a coach, I know it's just my thoughts. And I'm not able to manifest what I want to see happen because I'm not willing to do the work to really believe it, to embrace that thought in my head of beautiful vegetables growing and me eating those vegetables and it really being a tangible reality for myself. I'm not doing that work. Okay? You can't have that thought one time and be like, oh, well, that was a great thought. Now I'll just wait for it to happen. It's much more than that. Making your reality come true is working towards it, embracing it, taking the action steps to get there, and being determined that you're going to keep doing it until it actually happens. So you see what the future is going to be for yourself, and then you're taking the steps to make that a reality. So let me give you another example. I shared with you before how I believe that I manifest things into existence for myself through the use of yard sales or buying them secondhand. And I have shared this for many years with those who know me, and I'll be like, look at this, look what I got. And I only spent $20. And it's something that's like a few $100s, and I'm able to share with them. And they're like, oh, and I hear this a lot. So I'm almost quoting verbatim what people are saying to me. Oh, you always find the best things. Hey, how do you do that? Oh, I tried going yard selling. It was awful. I never find anything like you do. That's so amazing you can do that. Or then a variation of that is like, oh, could you keep an eye out for me on something? And they'll say it. And I'm thinking, in one ear, out the other. That's their dream. They need to go get it. Not that I'm not willing to help occasionally, but I can't be manifesting your possibilities when I'm manifesting my own and I'm working so hard to make that a reality. So let's talk in yard selling. How do I make that happen? Because I can't control what somebody's going to put out. Okay, right? That's out of my control. And I can't decide when somebody's going to host a yard sale. all of these things are out of my control. So how do I make it happen? Well, I visualize what it is I want. Sometimes I'm very specific. Sometimes I'm just open to it. So like I shared in the past example, I specifically had a particular style of monitor and keyboard that I was looking for. I knew what brand it was going to be. I knew what size it was going to be. All the things. And I could see it and I could visualize it. And I did that on a daily basis. And it was really even subconscious at this point. It was just became such a part of my routine that when I walked into my office, I imagined what the space is going to look like. I already had purchased the stand where I was going to set the monitor on and had that set out on my desk. And then I had everything ready and I know where the keyboard is going to be, like the whole thing. So it's easy for me to keep visualizing that, keep working towards that. And I have very strong consistency in believing that is going to be reality. And then I just go about the process of taking action. And the way that I take action for yard saling in this specific situation is then when it's yard sale season, which is a few months in the spring and a few months in the fall, kind of scattered in there. And I then take action. I don't just aimlessly drive around. I actually am very focused and concentrated, and you can go online, you can search yard sales in your area, you can see what people post, and I try and figure out if that's something that I would want to explore that sale, because I want to be useful of my time. I don't have all the time in the world just to drive around. And the thing is, people think I spend a lot of time doing this, and I don't. It was a few minutes the other morning that I looked through the listings on Facebook. I picked out 3. I jotted down those in my maps, and so I had that ready so I could just hit go, and the directions would take me to that destination. And then bam, I just went and I bought. Then I bam and I went and I bought, and it just happened. It was the right day. I just felt it all come together. For what I had been manifesting, it was the right day. And then I found what I wanted at the one, and he said, "Oh, I forgot. I left it at home. Could you come back tomorrow and I'll give it to you for this price?" Gave me a great price. So yes, I was willing to drive back. So I drove back. And then today on my way coming home, I stopped at one that was a random. It wasn't one I had pre-assigned for myself. But lo and behold, 2 other things that I had been thinking about manifested before me. So I wanted some new big bowls for my kitchen, and I got those, and I only spent $1 on 2 giant bowls. And I got a shoe rack for my husband in his shoe obsession. And I spent $2.50 on something that she explained was much more than that. And done. Those were not ones I was consciously thinking all the time about, but I was just being open to them being in my future. I didn't set a timeline from them. I was just really open, and they didn't have to look a certain way. So this shoe rack, it didn't even make much sense to me. And she was like, here, go here, and you'll be able to see how it all comes together. And I was like, it's fine. It's for my husband. I can pass it off to him, and he can put it together how it needs to come. That didn't matter to me so much as specifics. I bought 2 bowls. They were different colors. That didn't matter to me either. I just wanted them for the size and the functionality of what they're going to serve. So sometimes I'm very super specific. Sometimes I'm much more open. And sometimes I have consistency in how I'm visualizing it and going about that every day. And sometimes it's just a scattered thought and a scattered want of when it's going to come about. And that's all I do. So I take that, and now how can you take that and apply that for yourself?